This is a true incident that happened abroad where a woman experienced hallucinations after using drugs, acted erratically in a supermarket, and ultimately ripped off her own scalp while still alive. I will animate this event. That day, shopping with my infant son, a strange woman stared at me, repeatedly filling her cart with snacks. Just as I was puzzled, her suddenly split-wide mouth smiled at me, startling me. Her yellow teeth looked as though she had just eaten something gross, so I quickly pushed my son away to walk elsewhere. Just as I was about to purchase some more meat and set off to head home, unexpectedly, the woman who had gone earlier suddenly reappeared right before my eyes once again. She stood across from us, gesticulating wildly with strange movements that looked very eerie. Suddenly, she raised a large box of sanitary pads and charged at us. I didn't have time to react as she was already standing right in front of me. She pressed her face just 0.01 meters away from mine.
Then asked me a very strange question. What grows halfway up with skin and hair about 5 or 6 inches long?
To my surprise, she suddenly began to mutter quietly to herself, babbling nonsensically while making exaggerated animated gestures with her hands. I also noticed that her arms were covered in bruises and needle marks, making her bizarre behavior somewhat understandable. This woman was clearly an addict, muttering profanities while waving her hands wildly. This scene stunned both me and my child. I asked her if she needed help and offered to call for an ambulance, but she directly refused, saying her scalp itched badly. I took her to the supermarket service desk for assistance. I asked the attendant to make an emergency call, but the attendant seemed indifferent until the woman lowered her head. There was a large area of missing flesh on the top of her head, appearing as if it had been scrabbled off for a long time. From that huge gap, you could even see her pale brain exposed. The attendant was suddenly frightened and fainted. Shoppers in the supermarket watched the pitiable woman. I told her to call an ambulance, but she shouted no and ran wildly. We heard the fat man scream as he smashed the glass. Finally, an ambulance arrived to take her away. At that moment, she was covered in glass shards and unconscious. I hope everyone stays away from drugs and truly